Okay, welcome everyone. So I want to do an experiment. I want to explore using these three decks: the Wild Unknown, Dreams of Gaia, and the Shira Tarot Spirit. And I want to explore doing, I'm not going to do a full Grand Tableau because I do not work with Lenormand decks, which normally range from 36 to about 40 cards in a deck. But what I want to do is I want to use the tarot. Now, Dreams of Gaia is not a full major minor arcana. I believe there are 60 cards in the Dreams of Gaia, and the Shira Tarot is a full deck, and of course the Wild Unknown is a full deck. But what I want to do is I did a brief reading using these three decks, and the reason why I want to explore the Grand Tableau is because they are small in size. I'm going to do a layout, which I normally don't do when I do readings, but I want to do a Lenormand based layout where we are using 36 cards. So again, like I said, this is going to be like a partial Grand Tableau with using the tarot instead. So I'm going to have 4 rows, 8 cards going across each of the rows, and then 4 cards on the bottom. Now I'm going to change the meanings of each of these rows. Sometimes the top row is past, present, future, but I'm going to do this intuitively, okay, and I'll explain that as I'm laying out the cards. So the last 4 cards will will break down the outcome, but in a different context based on the journey of these 32 cards that we have before we get to these last 4 cards. The last 4 cards will tie up the story. It'll be the outcome and then some. So these 3 decks that I'm going to be pulling cards from, I'm going to be alternating. They visually, they are very different, but for some interesting reason, I feel I can read with them very nicely. So I'm going to test that out using this Grand Tableau, or the partial Grand Tableau. And let's see how they resonate. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this reading, I'm just going to put the energy into the cards. And this will be a reading for me. So I'm going to give a personal interpretation of these cards. I'm not going to break them down one by one. This may be a long video, so bear with me. But I'm going to go through the rows and get a general overview of how things are moving. I may work with the energy of past, present, future, and outcome. But for this point, I'm going to let the cards speak to me and direct me how this reading will tie itself up. Okay, so bear with me here one moment. As I let Spirit look outside the window. It's okay. Okay, so these cards have all been shuffled. All right, so I think how I'm going to do this is I'm going to alternate, as I mentioned. Okay, so we're going to do 8, 4 rows, so make sure you leave space. I don't know, I have to watch also the framing of this, so we're going to do 2, 3, and then I'm going to go backwards Remember, I'm doing this intuitively for see here, I need one more card. I'm going to pull from this one here. Okay, so we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more. 8. Okay, so we're going to have one card that's not going to be extra. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's go here. Remember, cards have been shuffled. All right. Okay, so just changing up the order so we can have some different energy throughout this reading. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. And I got 3. I'm going to wind it with this one here. I'm going to have to move. Oops. Let's see. So far, it looks like you can see all of this. Put this here. Okay. All right. So then we're going to start here. I'm going to barely have enough space. Okay, and then I'm going to do this. Let me see the order here. 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 Okay, here, and then let's see, 5. Okay, so again, I'm just letting my energy guide me. Okay. This is going to be a very interesting reading. I am curious. Okay, so I ended here, I ended here. So just as we started, we're going to end. I still have to make space for those 4 cards. I may not be able to do it. So let me move this up. And a little bit more space. Okay, so 4 rows of 8, and then our last row will have 4 cards if I can squeeze it in. If not, it's totally fine. Here. Okay. 8. 1. Okay, let me see our order here. 2. Let me do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to have enough room. That's totally fine. 4. 5. 6. 7. Okay. Then 8. Okay, so I think it's not going to fill up the entire screen. I'm going to flip this up, you may see the floor a little bit. Okay, visually that looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? There's different energies that are coming from these backs as well. So when I pull these cards, I'm also looking visually at the backs and just seeing, you know, where I was gravitating the more. Obviously the reds of the Dreams of Gaia, the reddish brown of this deck stands out quite a bit, but also the infinite pattern behind the wild unknown is very kind of makes it more esoteric, I feel, because there's no clarity in this. There's nothing, you know, there's no colors or anything. Then of course we have this energy that's moving on the lighter side with the Ashira Tarot. Okay, so I am just going to work with these here. Okay, so I have 36, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to make sure I have. Just say 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32. 32 cards, I'm sorry. Not 36. Okay, so let's go ahead and start flipping these cards. So I did not, I cleansed the cards and I put all the cards upright so there won't be any reversals. And the reason why I decided not to do any reversals is simply for the fact that this is a large reading and I am working with decks that have their own system. And so I don't want to have anything conflicting, because we do have decks that are going to be communicating with each other in their own way. And I think to have reversals could actually twist the reading in a way if that could actually throw things off when it comes to interpreting, especially since it's been a long while since I've done the Grand Tableau. So what we're going to do here is, let's just go ahead and we're going to start turning these cards over. I'm going to focus though the layout that I'm pulling this influence on wants to focus on the center 4 cards. Okay, the energy that is currently happening, and then this energy kind of spirals. Okay, so I'm going to sort of do an S with that. Okay, and I may, even though the tail end of the S is ending that way, I may end the cards in that direction or this direction. Okay, because I mean, I could do the S like this, right? Work on these 4 and just maybe start from here. Okay, let's just see. Okay, let's just see. 8 of discs. Okay, I hope this deck here has a very busy pattern, so I'm hoping I won't have to pull up every card so that you could see it. Okay, so that's 8 of discs. That's the Sun in Virgo. Oh, actually, I think this is going to look very nice. Visually, it's going to be very nice to read. That's our 9 of air. Mother of Cups. This card came to me the other day and it came up reversed. Okay, and fire. So I have a nice balance. Air, earth, water, fire. All right, so what I'm looking at here, again, this is a reading for myself. Okay, and I placed the cards intuitively based on where I felt the energy was. I started with a pattern, and then I just kind of let the cards guide me as to which ones to place. So let's focus here, okay, on the center. If you know the Celtic cross, you always have those first two cards, the one upright and the one that crosses, of the center, the focus of what's going on. And I like this because this energy sort of feels right where I'm at right now. So I have 8 of discs, Virgo, Sun in Virgo. So we're looking here with the 8 of discs. We're seeing an energy that is moving towards being more of precision, a bit of structure. Even though Virgo is ruled by Mercury, that's where the mindset is moving. Okay, we're looking towards getting where we are, what we're putting our time in, where we want to invest and grow from that, where our focus is the most. This is here with the 8 of discs, okay, and Virgo. So working on this isn't what I have now, but this is what the focus is for me, is attaining this, okay, attaining this meticulous approach to my ultimate goal for completion. Here, I have here, this is our 9 of air. It's a beautiful card. So with our 9 of air, I'm going to have to go through this quickly because I really don't want to lose anyone when doing this reading. But here with the 9 of air, there's going to be openings and shifts happening. The mind will definitely be attaining information and knowledge, but it's knowledge that is something that will spiritually enhance them. Okay, it's something that is needed. It's information and a perspective that's needed to really put them in this place of feeling whole. Okay, so here we're focusing on this energy of spiritual intuition, okay, in the spiritual intellect. Okay, and what I mean by that is we have an intuition, but the intuition makes sense to us. It feels right. It feels and it makes sense. There's logic behind it. So with this 9 of air, we're starting to see the feelings of what I'm experiencing meeting the mind, and it's logical. It's just like this seems to be the obvious perspective to move towards. Okay, so I like how these 2 cards so far are reading for me. Mother of Cups, okay, ruled by Scorpio. We have this intuitive, we have this desire. It's using our experience of following our instincts, but also the way we're going to be using this down the line in the future. We want this to be used in a way that we can have people feel that they are in a better place, that they are secure. And if you can only see the smile on my face, because as I'm doing this reading, it's all making sense to me. Looking out for someone's well-being. Not so much the King of Cups like Cancer, but Scorpio, feeling like this is my experience with showing compassion to people and listening from the heart is very strong there. Okay, and again, I have all 4 elements for this, so this is a nice balance that I can create. Here, I have 11. Okay, so again, with the Dreams of Gaia, this is going to read differently. Okay, this is more or less relating to our energy of masculine energy and feminine energy. Okay, How are we directing this energy? Okay. We're trying to create balance. Okay. This is going to be the creative aspect. How am I going to work with these two different aspects that we all have in each of us, masculine and feminine energy, and how can I be creative with it? Okay. How can I use the external influence of masculine, of getting things done, moving forward, but also the feminine side, connecting and feeling the creation taking place, experiencing it, not doing it for the sake of doing it, but enjoying the process. That's what true creativity is. Okay, it's balancing those different energies. Okay, so this is what I have, and I like these two cards here because they are almost asexual. You can't tell if they're masculine or feminine, but they still embody both of those energies. Masculine and feminine energy, our perception, what we see with the female side of the mind, what we see with the masculine side of the mind. Okay, even though our energy is masculine and feminine, so is the way that we think. Okay, some people think more masculine, more feminine, but we still have this aspect when it comes to the way we think. Okay, all right, so I'm going to go like this. Okay, so we end with this card. So I'm going to flip them over. I'm not going to break them down one by one. Okay, so this is our first row. Okay, so this is now, where do I take this energy? How do I manifest this? Okay, I have the stability. I have the building blocks, right? Okay, I have the foundation here. Okay. I don't know how much of that you can see. Okay, this is going to be probably an hour, so bear with me. When I look at this, so I have water, wands, swords, water, two major arcana, fire and water, water chariot. There's a lot of, there's emotions. There's no earth in this first row. We got fire here. And this is the equivalent to the king of wands or king of fire. And it's right next to the chariot, which is fascinating. It's that momentum, that movement. Fairness, rationality of this justice card. There seems to be a sense of balance that I need to really maintain. I'm feeling here with this eight of cups. This is of just letting go. We don't want anything tied up emotionally to, like no expectations towards the goals that I'm working towards. Because it's just ultimately going to lead towards that. I feel very strongly about the Justice card here. It's the mind, listening. I think it's time that I listen more with the logic a bit in the direction that I'm moving towards. And not so much less with the heart, but just start practicing the heart and the mind connectingness. The fiery energy of Leo, being proud, knowing that knowing the work that you're going to put into this. There's going to be a bit of showiness, I feel, in this journey. I'm going to have to be a little bit more external, a little bit more outgoing with my endeavors. The same here with the chariot. The chariot's all about willpower. You know, following again what feels right. The Knight of Cups, this is usually associated with Pisces. Going with that energy, and I like how we have the two horses here. Emotionally, I think subconsciously there's going to be a lot of shifts. Whenever you're moving towards a goal or a new endeavor and you're staying to it, you're very dedicated to it, of course there's going to be all sorts of energy shifts and changes of perspectives on how we're feeling about things as it's moving, some things may come to cross us. And this is something that I feel I will have to be meeting at some point. 10 of Swords, that's it, no more. Okay. To me, this is releasing. Okay. This is about moving this energy from here and upward. We do see the Tree of Life here. We do see the symbols of the planets there. Coming to terms with this. This is our sun in Gemini, Decan-wise. But we do see this energy of changing the way that we communicate, the way that we interact with people, and be more present, be more attentive. I feel when it comes to communicating with people. Here, the Three of Wands. This here for me is something very unique. It's sort of shows an opening. Okay, we have these 3 wands that are crossed, and we're seeing the formation. The energy is taking shape. Energy is taking shape, and we're seeing our potential right through there. There's another card that's very similar to that. It's in one of my other decks, or maybe it's in the Wild Unknown, that looks very similar. It's the Swords, actually. I think the Four of Swords in the Wild Unknown has a very similar look to it, where the swords are crossed and they form an opening to what's ahead. Here, this is water. Yep, I would like to have everything here all in balance, which is very similar to this. I'm going to show you these 2 cards, the energy. We have the moon right behind, and here we have this energy that's circling down and upward, activating these forces, mind and the subconscious, heart and the higher intellect. Okay. Being this person, this is for me emotionally being outward, being more expressive, receiving, asking people, tell me what's going on. How can I be of help for you? That's what I feel with this card. All right, so remember, we're going to go this direction, well, more like this, because I don't want to cut here. So we're going to start this first row, and then we're going to go down. Let's open this up. Judgment. So I'm going to flip these over so that these are our center cards for those who are following, so that they don't get too confused and we can focus on the overall reading. Oh, no, did that. 7 and 8. Let's see what's happening here. Father of Cups. Okay, actually I will have to do it like this because it is part of this reading. Again, emotional energy here. The Moon, the Cups, Father of Cups, 6 of Cups. Rebirth, Judgment, and then we got another 10. So 10 of Wands. Okay. Which is Saturn and Sagittarius. And here's our Sun in Scorpio. So as I'm looking at this row here, remember these two cards are part of the center point of what's going on with me and the energy. I like these two side by side because I mentioned rebirth, and here we have the Judgment card. It's calling yourself to action, I feel, with these two cards. Okay. We've been asked questions, self-reflecting. And realizing it's time to start over. The 10 of Wands here, we have Saturn and Sagittarius, so there is some discipline here. Taking charge of our energy and where we're placing it the most. Okay. It's okay to put our energy outward and whatnot, but we need to contain it into a set direction. In a sense, with the bars here and the flaming hearts, we have the 2 guards. We're seeing containment. The flames are in the back of the card. Okay, and we're protecting this energy. We're protecting this life force. And Judgment. Yeah, also making careful choices. With these two, definitely rebirth. Starting a new perspective. It's like these cards go this way and these cards go this way, I feel. 8 of Discs, the Moon, 6 of Cups, Father of Cups. Emotionally, a lot of revealing, and I feel the revelation that I could potentially be experiencing is something that could be cathartic, but also it would place me in a place where I can be more open, more receiving. Remember I was saying here with the 8 of Water, being open to things. And when you're receptive, what happens when you're receptive? You feel things that you never felt before, or maybe things that you may have shunned away from, like here in the Moon. Okay, the Moon reveals what we don't see. And I have the Knight of Cups here with Pisces. So there is some deep-seated work that will be happening. And again, like I said, when you're going through a transformation, things will be moving around. So I can't be too surprised by this. But it may also challenge me too as well. How do I work in this situation once things have opened up? Because here I have Cups, And then, like I said, if I'm going to read it like this, then I have the earth element of Virgo. You know, how it's almost like a sense of trying to put things in order when I'm trying to let things go. So this could be a conflict of sorts. Okay, so here we are in our third. Okay, we got this. Okay, so again, these 4 cards were the cards that we started out with. For the core, we had all 4 elements here, which is showing a focus on balance. Cups again. Cups all on this side. Pretty much emotions. Son of Swords. Water. 7 of Wands. Mother, yes, Mother of Cups, of course. And then Wands, or fiery energy, I'm sorry. Ace of Cups, 6 of Cups, and 5 of Cups. I'm happy I mixed the cards up because they're definitely talking to each other in such a wonderful way. So here with the Son of Swords, being direct. I'm seeing this pattern here where I'm moving towards where things start becoming a little bit more clear. Like this is the first start of the journey, right? You start taking the actions, you start doing the work, and all this stuff is starting to be revealed, to be exposed internally and externally. Here with the Son of Swords, once this whole process has been done, this is where you start taking control of the direction that let's see, you start taking control, but you're also moving forward in the sense of how you want to direct and how you want to have others understand you, how you represent yourself to others. Okay, being very direct and forthright. Son of Swords tends to be associated with Gemini. So communication, honest, open. And like here, this is one of my favorite cards. This is our 9. 9 of water. This card, whenever it comes up, I feel very strongly about psychic energy, intuitive energy, having that light shine on you, like this awareness, this opening. So everything is moving in the right direction in this sense, but psychically, there's something that is going to open up for you. I'm going to show this card a little closer because I know how it's going to focus. Let's see if I move it away. Okay, there's a third eye here. There it is. And so we start seeing this energy. It's opening up. We have the heart here. It's like you're looking to the light, you're looking to like that opening, that awareness. It's like, wow, this is actually happening. What's the next step that I need to take? Okay, here I have 7 of Wands. Okay, 7 of Wands is an unusual looking card to depict the 7 of Wands, but we are seeing this energy. This is now Mars and Leo. It's a symbol here for Mars. I don't know if you can see it very well. And Leo, there we go. Okay, so 7 of Wands, Mars and Leo is just going with that energy. Okay, it's almost like you're on a roll creatively. It's like all the directions and actions that you've done thus far. There may be some setbacks, but I think the setbacks, if any, that I feel it's just going to be emotional, intuitive release, but for the better. It'll be somewhat cathartic, I feel, but it's needed. Again, Mother of Cups. This is going to guide us in the way, showing that this is where we need to be. And I like how the wing is pointing to this here, the Seven of Wands. Like, pay attention to this kind of energy here, the Mars and Leo energy, which is very aggressive. It's very aggressive energy. So I can almost see between the water, the fiery energy, the water again here, and the Son of Swords. We have to maintain this energy. Then we got our fiery energy here, masculine, feminine energy, working with those realms. Ace of Cups, new energy, new perspective emotionally, new growth. This is going to lead to a new beginning emotionally. I'm not saying that I've been emotionally going backwards, but just how I'm connecting with things, I do feel like I need a new release, a new direction to express myself. And I haven't been finding it, but now in recent weeks I'm realizing that what I've been feeling and what I feel guided to seems to be where I need to be. So we will see. Here, Six of Cups, the same thing. I got Five of Cups here. The Six of Cups is that tree, planting those roots, having that security outside of physical security, but also emotional security, keeping it healthy, keeping everything healthy that's on the outside versus the inside. Because if we reverse this, the energy is not being placed in the right direction. Okay. We need this to be full and lush, but upright. Okay, if we focus on this. This is where our energy moves to. So we need to nourish the emotions, keep them healthy, keep them maintained and well care of. Sensitivity. I feel strong sensitivity with this card to the environment of wherever I'm going to be heading towards. Five of Cups. Okay, Five of Cups can be challenging. Here we're seeing different hands, different position of the hands too. Well, with the exception of this one, the other four are the same. But the way that hands are being put out to you. And here we're seeing Mars and Scorpio. So we're seeing these emotions become overwhelmed. Almost to the point of exhaustion. So I feel this card here and the Ace of Cups work good together, because it shows that emotionally and intuitively we are going this direction of new birth, filling anew, and we want to maintain this. We don't want to have any challenges to come our way, even though they will, but we know we need to learn how to maintain it. Okay. All right, so we're starting here. I'm doing this just so I can keep a reminder of the order. Okay, we're in our last row. Okay, so this is when we start winding down the direction of this reading, how things would be looking. Wow. Okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay. A very interesting Grand Tableau reading, a mini partial Grand Tableau. I'm going to flip these over. Okay, aggression. Death, okay. Okay. Here we got the swords. So another way you can read this tableau reading is instead of going in the S, so that we could go like what I'm feeling like now and where this energy is presently and what I need to do to move in the direction of accomplishments, and like so on and so forth. You can read it downward, which I probably will afterwards, but I want to read it like this by the rose. So here I have the Four of Air. This is all about time, utilizing our time, and keeping very good attention to how we put things in order. Okay, this is pretty much a Saturn influence card, I feel, for me, because of there's structure in this card, there's discipline, there's order, there's cleanliness, the person's clean cut. There's a seriousness that comes with this card, but it's in the element of air. So what I'm taking with that card in particular is that we are looking at the way I communicate to people. There has to be a sense of almost professionalism that's needed. And that will be of great benefit, because look at the card I have here next. I got the Sun card. And then here I have the Six of Pentacles. So, and then I got Two of Cups. I'll get to that in a moment. Because I can also, like I said, I could split the reading this way and that way to coincide with, you know, the energies of the center part of this reading, right? Going this way, this way. Let me see here. Two of Cups, Prince of Discs, Five of Fire. This is going to be very interesting, these three cards here. So the growth, the potential for growth is there. Vitality, the drive that I have. This is so bizarre, because this is like exactly the energy that I'm feeling towards what it looks like I'm working towards. You know, it's there's some seriousness, there's some professionalism. The way that you come across the people, the way that you communicate will all lead to success. The Sun is ruled by Leo. And that's going to be potentially attractive to those that I will be in communication with. So I need to maintain that. Okay, so this is the tail end of the reading here. All right, and so the growth is there. The six keep going, but look what happens here. Venus in Cancer, Two of Cups, and the Prince of Discs. Okay, I could read this in two different ways. There could be an outside influence that's going to come in. Could be someone who is young. There could be more than a work interest that's coming from it. Maybe someone who wants to learn, because I like the Prince of Discs. Someone who is open to learning and moving things in a set direction, in a determined direction. Someone who's almost like-minded, I feel. But the person is young and will be steadfast and dedicated. This is interesting here. This is very interesting. Okay, but look what we have here. Got here Five of Fire. So I need to watch this energy, whether it's me and involvement with an individual or the environment that I could be in. I have to watch for this energy. Okay, do not get involved, do not be direct, because here you stand your ground. You want to be protective. We have one card here, or one person here with a fist up, but the other one is sort of leaning back, like, you know, moving back from potentially being striked, but also moving back, showing that they don't want to fight. Okay, So just there's like a guardedness that needs to take place. And it's almost similar here to the Ten of Wands. Okay, that guarded protection of energy. Perhaps maybe there could be a conflict of this energy of where maybe someone wants to maybe be part of it or kind of disturb that balance. I got death. So there is going to be a release of some sort. Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a challenge towards the tail end. But it looks like it's something that I can easily move away from. This is Scorpio, Pluto. We're looking at, you know, disintegrating and removing and destroying anything that has been very jarring at the time. And so we're going to break it down to tiny little pieces to where it's disintegrating. We also have the snake here, just transformative energy. You see the Scorpio, and we see the skeleton with wings. So we're seeing a lot of shape shifting going on at this time, potentially towards the tail end. Okay, and then here, this is loyalty. This is earth. So I'm going to go back to this card. So we have fire, two major arcana cards, sun and death, fire, earth, water, got more earth in this side here, and then air. So I'm feeling this influence of groundingness, maintaining the investment in what we hold very close to us is very important. So we have to watch this energy. I may have to be more protective and guarded of things towards the tail end of this journey. And then there's the loyalty, and I feel by doing this you gain the self, what's the word I'm thinking of? Self-worth, value, because you stuck to what you believed in. You know, through the challenges, you are not going to let anything take you down and keep you down. You're gonna keep moving forward, but no engagement here. I want to be mindful of this particular reading, this particular card here, because of the proximity of these three cards. I don't know if it could be directly related with the Prince of Discs, but there could be some challenges I need to be aware of. So yeah, emotionally, this is flippin' amazing, because looking at this, it's feeling, this is where I'm feeling right now. Okay, this is like the basis of where I'm feeling to move towards this endeavor, and there's some excitement about it, but emotionally it's going to reveal some things for me. And that's probably where I'm going to start doing more readings. It's like, why is this happening? Why is this going on? It's just because it has to happen. The Father of Cups, Cancer. Maybe along the lines there is going to be someone that will be open and emotionally being supportive of, you know, any of these shifts or challenges that I'm going through. Okay, so I did it. I did it under an hour. This is a partial Grand Tableau using the Wild Unknown, Dreams of Gaia, and the Ashira Tarot. I think they worked very well together and they communicated very well. So these are 32 cards. I was going to add another 4 cards to wind down the reading, but this is fine. So when it comes to doing the Grand Tableau, work with smaller decks if you can, because then you can get all 36 cards if you are working with the Lenormand. With the Tarot, see about mixing up the decks. See how these decks communicate with each other. I know there's a lot of quite a few people in the tarot YouTube community that like to explore mixing decks when doing readings because visually they look good, which is nice, but also the way they communicate. And I'm very pleasantly surprised considering all different systems that we have here. RWS influenced slightly with the Wild Unknown, Thoth inspired by the Ashira Tarot, which are these cards here, and then the Dreams of Gaia, which is its own cosmic system. It's all working with elements, earth, air, fire, water. So so look at the decks you have and try this. I'd like to challenge anyone to try and do a Grand Tableau by either choosing a deck or even better mixing decks and do 4 rows, 8 cards across, which will make 32, or if you want to go even more, I'm just limited with space to do even a bigger reading. But I think right here this puts 36 is basically almost half a tarot deck, puts you in a good direction of where you need to go. Okay, so I'm actually going to photograph this and keep it on the phone as a reading of guidance for me, because this is a really wonderful read, and I'm happy that the cards pick up the energy of where I'm at right now and put some self-assertiveness for me to keep moving forward with my endeavors and goals. Okay, this is going to be interesting towards the tail end. I don't know. We will see. Okay. All right. So that's it. Any questions or comments? Leave them below. And yes, I'd like to see if anyone out there has time and if they can do a reading similar like this, a partial Grand Tableau, and just make mention of me that you saw it on my channel, and share your thoughts of what you got from your reading. All right, everyone, have a good week. I will see you all again soon. Thank you for the support. Like, subscribe, let people know about this channel. If you like the energy and where I'm coming from, that would be great. I do readings as well. You can go on my website. All that information will be in the description. Okay. All right. I will see you again all soon. Thank you.